What a fucking not even a journey. It's been a quest, honey. I felt like I just climbed Mount Everest. And, first of all, I want to thank you guys all for being a part of this experience. And coming into this, I wanted to make sure that I could have an impact on other people, just like I do in everyday life. And I wanted to take what I could from everyone as well. Like, I wanted to make genuine connections with every single one of the 24 people, and I feel like I genuinely did, to the best of my ability, do that for the people who were open. Coming into this game, I didn't know what to expect. When I saw the cast, I was like, damn, like, there's a lot of solid people. Usually in games, there's like a couple like strong personalities, and then just like random people. But like, I feel like this game, like, I just saw so many different threads and so many different variations and prototypes of threads, and I was genuinely intimidated. I didn't think that I was going to make it as far as I did. So I'm proud of myself, and thank you all for being a part of that experience. So when it comes to talking about my game, I feel like out of all the orgs I've played, I've really tried to take something from each org and grow, not only as an orger, but as a human being, and like apply things to my everyday life that I learned from other people or from like myself after watching the seasons back and everything. So as soon as I realized like the lights out twist and there was a million tarot cards and idols and everything, I was like, okay, Mona, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? My strengths are being a strong social player and a strategic player. My weaknesses have always been the challenge, my anxiety. The challenge is my anxiety. It's just, not to make an excuse, but it's just my reality. I can never overcome my anxiety in the heat of the moment of the challenge. It's always to my detriment. So I really knew after the lights out twist and after seeing the cards were going to be in play that I really had to completely step up my already, I felt like, strong social game. I had to be even stronger than I've ever been. And I feel like that's what I definitely did. That's what sets me apart from the other three contestants, is the fact that I took everything that anything that's ever been my downfall or anything that's been a negative trait in other games or in my real life, I've tried to like counteract that in this game. I'm really proud of myself. I really think that I built those genuine relationships, but I didn't completely sever ties when it came down to it. Like, yes, there were times where I had to do things that I said I wasn't going to do. Obviously, everyone had to do that, but I really tried to do severe, I guess you could call it, damage control. Like, even with the Thomas vote, like, I went against him. The fact that I voted for him and we were in like a strong alliance, and then when we swapped and we were on the same tribe, the fact that I literally managed to put my ego aside and like try to rekindle that with him, and then did it successfully, that speaks volumes to my game. The same thing with Robin. We had a prior past, and I managed to talk to them and like rekindle my relationship with them. And throughout the season, when I when I threw my vote on Marcelo, or when I threw my vote on Robin, which is another part of my game, like, I played my own game. Yes, I had to utilize other people to get to the final, but at the end of the day, I made decisions that were in my best interest, and I was willing to deal with whatever repercussions would come from that. One of my major moves in this game, aside from picking the right people to align with, when we went to Rocks and then John and Sheed were safe, I jumped directly into their DMs and tried to be that person to be like, hey, I didn't vote for you, like, let's try to work together. Sheed wasn't as receptive, in my opinion. John was. I felt like I could play that mentor role to John because, I feel like he didn't really know what was going on, and I could like use my nurturingness and like my social skills to build a bond with John. And I feel like John was unwaveringly loyal to me in the end. And the biggest move I did in this game was 100% taking out Rachel. If Rachel was in this game, I would not be sitting here right now. Rachel was the queen of the chessboard. I wanted to be the queen of the chessboard, and there can only be one queen in the end. And I feel like I even said it the minute I got the moon card. I said, when I this card has Rachel's name written all over it. I knew Rachel had some sort of power or some sort of idol, and I was like, there's gonna be a time where I need to get Rachel out of this game, and it did. I told John, we got to vote Rachel. I was trusted in John that he would do that. I told Thomas. Thomas was, skeptical about John actually doing it because of his relationship with Rachel. But in the end, John voted for Rachel, and Rachel was out of the game. And as soon as Rachel was out of the game, I was like, that was when I knew that I had a path to the end, because Rachel was just so interconnected with so many different people who I was interconnected with. And I felt like if they had to choose between me and Rachel, they would choose Rachel. So I feel like as far as my game, that was the biggest move to catapult me to get to the end. I feel that I was not carried to the end. I utilized my alliances and I utilized my relationships. I wanted to downplay my threat level as much as possible so that when I'm sitting here, then the layers of the onion can be open and you can really dig deep into my gameplay. I'm pretty sure I went to the most tribal councils in this game, and I survived. Do you know what I mean? I am a survivor in this game and in real life. And I've, coming from this horrible background that I came from foster care to homelessness to, just being a number of the system, and I managed to persevere all of those obstacles in my life. Coming into these orgs, I use that same grit, tenacity, determination, and ambition to get through these games. Sometimes in my previous games, I did it almost too much. I was like a bull in a china shop, and I would just power through and not consider other people. This game, I really tried to consider everyone that was playing with and look at them as humans and build genuine connections with all of them. And I'm super proud of the game that I played. I gave it my all. I multitasked. I made sure I was there. I was present. I didn't just rely on winning challenges or my alliances from outside the game. I fought tooth and nail to get to the end. And if there's anyone who would represent this season for the chaoticness that it was and for the shenanigans and tomfoolery that took place in this season, my story and my game, in my opinion, is the most versatile, the most flexible, the most underrated, and I feel like this is my time to win, and I feel like I'm a great representation for not only iS38, but just the iSurvivor franchise as a whole. And I thank you guys so much for being a part of my experience, and I can't wait to kiki with everyone after and talk shit and find out what was really going on behind the scenes after the game. So thank you guys so much, and yeah, I love y'all.